Okay guys, welcome back to another Let's Play Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. And like I promised, plots! Holy shit! It's about time we got to this. I know, it's only been like 3 parts since we've been away from plots, but 3 or 4 or whatever. But since we got all the Triforce pieces, we show it to the gods, and what is this? I didn't mean to quote the King of Red Lions or the King of Hyrule, whatever you want to call him, but turns out you are a true hero. Well, through all the shit we've been through, we better be. I mean, we pulled the fucking Master Sword out. We should be a hero already. Apparently, we are the hero of winds. That can go wrong in so many ways. It reminds me of a little Flash game they used to have to make fun of Wind Waker. But whatever. So now we're back in Hyrule. Nothing's really different except for a few major things. Haha, I lied. But first, let's go see how Zelda's doing. Hopefully there's no enemies and it's to distract us. And what the hell happened to the statue? What the hell happened to my beautiful statue? I'm gonna kill you, Ganondorf. That statue was epic. Oh, Zelda's still here. What the hell? Well, you've guessed it. It's another rescue time. Time to rescue the princess. Just like a basic Mario plot. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of rescuing princess because Nintendo's been overusing that thing for way too long. It's the only bad thing about Nintendo, but now we gotta fight these 2 assholes. They're actually a little bit more powerful than the original knights. That's all. The only thing different about them is that they got a cloak guarding their weak spot, so you gotta cut the cloak up, then hit their stupid ties tying their armor together. But that's all that's really new. I don't know why I didn't hit the action button right there. What the hell is going on there? There's nothing real different about it except the fiery background, I guess. I guess they take a little bit more to hit, but I'm not too sure about that. It might just be the dumbass armor. I'm not really noticing anything that's truly different. Of course, you want to stay away from the fire, because fire is bad, don't you know? I don't think I mentioned this earlier, but they do have martial arts moves, but normally they won't hurt you. They'll mainly miss you, honestly. When they usually go to fighting by fist, they're usually a lot easier, because they can't whack you across the screen, unlike the moblins. The moblins are actually more dangerous. The more dangerous enemies, in my opinion, but they don't do as much damage as the knights for some stupid reason. I mean, the moblins look like when they hit you, it hurts like hell because they whack you across the entire fucking room. It's like, holy shit. They like punch you when they lose their staffs and you still get knocked really far away. So in my opinion, the moblins are more of a threat. And what you want to do right here, take out your Master Sword, swing it, and this cutscene will happen. Basically, Ganon put up a barrier around the entirety of Hyrule Castle. Pretty much the explanation why you couldn't explore all the way underground to look for the sages. Honestly, I thought that was a missed opportunity, in my opinion, because exploring Hyrule underwater would have been awesome, but they decided to throw in a fucking plot. I think it was because of space limitations. that they did this, but it would have been a lot cooler if you would have been able to explore Hyrule underwater. There's a whole new area to explore. Instead of exploring by sea, you explore by land under the water, which seemed really cool to me. Of course, there wouldn't be anybody living here, but I don't care. It's just a missed opportunity to me. I don't know if they originally planned there to be an I mean, like, you'd be able to originally explore all this, but in my opinion, it's a disappointment. I was like, holy shit, are we going to be able to explore all of Hyrule underwater? I mean, under the ocean and stuff? And like, what are they going to add? It's just a pathway to Ganon's Tower. It's really stupid. Literally, you're really restricted to just this path. You can't even leave. There's invisible walls surrounding everything. Kind of makes me wonder if they actually programmed solid land behind invisible walls. If they did, well, whatever. I'm pretty sure they didn't. So if you manage to game shark your way through those walls, you probably end up falling through the fucking ground anyways. So I don't know. Maybe they programmed Wind Waker a lot better than that. So remember, the Ocarina of Time had stuff like that. I'm not sure about Majora's Mask. I never really used Game Shark or Game Genie or whatever on Majora's Mask. Well, anyways, I like to take out those bats first so they don't end up knocking me down in a freaking bottomless pit. That's generally how I like to handle it. Usually I use a boomerang, but I kept hitting the damn target instead of hitting the bats. Anyways, we're finally here. As you can hear the music, it's Ganon's theme right now. It's always been his theme throughout every freaking game so far I've played. It's his tower anyways. I guess Link to the Past had a different tower track, but I haven't played that too much of that to remember. I mean, I just beat it a little while ago, like 2 days ago, but yes, I just beat Link to the Past 2 days ago. I'm sorry. I had the GBA version. I don't have the SNES version. Even though, in my opinion, I like the GBA version for its little nuances like diving. So you can avoid enemies by diving underwater. I have played the SNES version. You can't do that. It kind of annoyed me. And right here I did cut a little bit as you saw me wake up from the ground. As I screwed up 2 times and ended up landing in the freaking lava. And as I basically screwing around. Basically, this is what you want to do is shoot all the skulls with your bow and arrow. I mean, it'll save you so much more time and trouble. If you hear a whack sound effect like that, it means you hit an enemy that was hiding like that. Because you actually do have to swing along those things to get from platform to platform to get over there. This is the most annoying part of trying to get to these other areas, but I think this is the most annoying one because of the lava. Every other place isn't too hard. Oh, it's not just because of the lava, it's because you have to swing and land on those dinky little platforms on the lava. And the one particular platform is like, I don't know what they did. They didn't freaking space it correctly, so you end up landing in the lava. Like this one you can land on because it's spaced far enough away when you jump, because I did it. But I'm being like really careful now, because I got landed in the freaking lava like 2 times in a row already. So I decided to whip out my magic leaf, and yeah, I decided to whip out my magic leaf and glide down basically. I think the second try, I tried jumping down regularly like that, and I ended up coming up too short and landing right in the lava. That was just me being stupid. But the first time I tried swinging to it, I over-swang the jump. And it just didn't space it out correctly. Either that or I had to move, shimmy up the little rope you were on to land on it correctly. But I just wasn't taking any chances. Just took out the magic leaf. And guess what? It's boss retreads. And the only thing you have is actually... they replicate the items you would have for the bosses, except you still have all the bottles and all your sub-items that aren't weapons. So the only thing they need to get rid of is your extra weapons to do the bosses. I guess that's so you won't break the boss or something. Or it's supposed to replicate the Hero of Time factor or some stupid crap like that, but I don't know. Anyways, this boss is just the same as ever. Sorry. It's just the same as ever. Basically, swing up there a couple times, break his shell, and then you'll have a second phase where you bring him towards you again. It's just like the first time we did this. It's just retread. I didn't want to cut it out because they actually remixed the music a little bit. If you listen to it, it sounds a little bit... I don't know what to say. Creepier or something? I don't know. I don't know what it sounds like. It's just remixed to me. Honestly, I like the original version better, though. And just to show you that cell shading works even in black and white. Honestly, why'd you make this area black and white? It just looks dull and as shit to me, to be honest. I know it's supposed to be like you went back in time and you're fighting the boss or something, but Ganon uses his magic to go into your memories or whatever. It's kind of like that, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Here's his second phase. The only boss, really boss that has the second phase, to be honest. Actually, he is. He's the only boss that has a second phase, if I think about it. I'm kind of wondering why they didn't just add more phases to the other bosses. I'm talking about regular boss, not like the final bosses and stuff. If that didn't give you a hint already. Anyways, yes, we had to revisit the previous bosses and defeat them yet again, even though they weren't a problem the first time. I don't know why that would be a threat now. This area can be a little bit annoying right here, but it shouldn't give you too many problems. The main annoyance will be these stupid lifts when you're trying to turn that little dial thing with your leaf. It'll end up sometimes turning the wrong way and bring you back to the beginning, or not spin fast enough like that. And it did it again, didn't spin fast enough for me, so it doesn't go the whole way, and I end up having to use my magic leaf to glide, but there's no problem there. The only problem is you want to point your camera downwards and look at your drop shadow before you do this. I just got extremely lucky there. I actually landed on the platform. But I generally recommend you point the camera a little bit downwards so you can see where you're landing. Other than that, there's no problem with this section. All you need, it's basically just what we did in earlier temple, but this is kind of weird actually. You're supposed to hit, I think it's the far away one. I'm trying to figure out what the hell am I supposed to do. But I think you could actually glitch and actually hit the one down there without even trying. Yeah, like I just did there. They should have made that one higher, because that makes no sense at all, to be honest. I mean, you can't tell me that doesn't make any sense. How the hell would the air hit when you're sitting that high? I mean, the air shows like a little blast animation from the magic leaf. Yeah, and basically you have to avoid those enemies right there. It's kind of like entering the Forbidden Forest the first time. You just gotta dodge them. They're not hard to dodge, but well, anyways, that's the end of the part. See you guys in the next part when we fight the second boss, the Forbidden Forest boss. See you guys until then.